Your house might look great, but if no one's watching the construction daily, it can go very wrong. So how much should you pay for a proper project supervisor or construction manager? Let's get into it. Hey, if you're building a house, remodeling, or just thinking about construction in general, make sure to subscribe to our channel, where we post helpful tips and information geared towards helping you through the construction process every single week. And be sure to click that notification bell so you know when we post new videos. So in this video, we are gonna talk about what you should pay for construction management or project supervision during your next project. Project supervision is essential to making sure your house is built correctly and on time. If you don't have someone supervising your project daily, you could run into all sorts of problems, from poor workmanship to delays and change orders. Basically, having a good construction manager or project supervisor is crucial to the success of your project. But why do you need a construction manager? Do you have a contractor? Wouldn't the foreman be enough? Well, the short answer is no. A foreman isn't enough. The truth is, a construction manager does far more than what most homeowners realize. So let me explain the difference between a construction manager and a foreman first. A foreman basically follows instructions from the construction manager or the homeowner. They're there to oversee the day-to-day activities of the construction site. They schedule the workers, delegate tasks, make sure everyone has what they need to complete their work, and ensure the job site is running smoothly. Overall, a good foreman is an asset to any construction team, but they rely on the construction manager or owner to review drawings, approve materials, schedule subcontractors, and generally keep everyone on track. Basically, the foreman takes the instructions from the construction manager and tells the crew what to do. Now, many homeowners try to save money by hiring a contractor and then acting as their own construction manager. Now, this can work, but only if you have the time, knowledge, and patience for it. You have to understand construction and building codes. You have to be able to read and interpret architectural drawings and specifications. You have to be able to schedule and manage subcontractors. You have to be able to inspect work as it is being completed and make sure it is up to code and per the plans. And then you also have to make sure that your contractor is doing everything on time and on budget. As you can see, this takes a lot of time and effort, and it can be overwhelming for even the most experienced homeowners. Plus, if you don't have construction experience, you may not catch potential problems early on, which can end up costing you a lot more money down the road. So while you can technically act as your own construction manager, it really is a full-time job, and you may not have the time or expertise to do it. On top of that, if you're working with a general contractor and they are managing your project, most likely they will pass off the project management duties to a foreman. So again, you would be left with essentially just a foreman who doesn't have anyone overseeing them. The bottom line is that having a good project supervisor is worth every penny. They are there to protect your investment and make sure that your house is built correctly. So how much should you expect to pay? Well, like most things in construction, there is a wide range, but typically you should expect to pay between 5% to 10% of the overall cost of the project. So if your house budget is 1.5 million, you should set aside somewhere between $75,000 to $150,000 CEDIs for construction management services. Now this can vary quite a bit depending on the scope of work, your location, and the level of involvement you want from your construction manager. For example, if you're planning a complex project like an addition or a whole house remodel, you'll probably need to hire an architect and engineer to help you with the design. You'll also need to hire a general contractor to oversee the construction. And then you may even need to hire a construction manager to oversee both of those. The more people involved, the higher your fees will be. It's also important to consider the size and complexity of your project. A small addition will cost less to supervise than a whole house remodel, and a simple build will cost less to manage than a complex custom home. And of course, location matters too. In major cities like Oxford, you can expect to pay more for construction management services simply because labor and materials are more expensive. Also, if you want a construction manager who's more involved in the project, you'll pay more than if you just need someone to come in and do regular inspections. So what exactly do you get if you pay between 5 and 10% of the project cost? This can vary from company to company, but generally speaking, you can expect to receive regular updates on the progress of your project. A construction manager will come out to your job site and take pictures of the progress. They will also meet with your contractors and subcontractors to discuss any issues that need to be resolved. Plus, they'll review all of the bills and make sure that they're paid on time. You should also expect your construction manager to be available to answer any questions that you have throughout the construction process. They should be familiar with building codes and zoning regulations, and they should be able to help you obtain the necessary permits. In addition, a construction manager will help you avoid costly mistakes and delays by catching potential problems early on. They also negotiate contracts with vendors and contractors, and they make sure that everyone is working together to meet the project deadline. In short, a construction manager is there to protect your investment and make sure that your project is completed on time and to your satisfaction. Now, Before hiring a construction manager, you should ask them some important questions. First, you should ask them if they will be on site every day during construction. If not, how often will they be there? You should also ask them if they will provide you with weekly reports and what will be included in those reports. And finally, you should ask them if they are in charge of pulling permits, reviewing bills, and scheduling subcontractors and vendors. Basically, you want to get a clear understanding of what the construction manager will be doing before you sign a contract. Once you've found a construction manager that you like, make sure to get everything in writing. The contract should clearly state the scope of work, the fees, and the payment schedule. So the bottom line is this: don't risk a 1.5 million city house just to save a few thousand on supervision. Having a good construction manager is the cheapest insurance you can buy when it comes to your project. And remember, it's always cheaper to fix a problem early on rather than dealing with a major disaster later on. If you are interested in learning more about construction management and what to look for in a good construction manager, check out the links below. And that's a wrap. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you're ready to start your dream project, visit our website now and download our free Supervision Scope checklist. It's a great resource that will help you stay organized throughout the construction process. Thanks for watching.